Welcome to a new video. Today we are diving into a really exciting topic, object-oriented programming in Python. Object-oriented programming is a paradigm that allows you to structure your code in a more organized and reusable way. We will go through some exercises as well, so make sure to code along with me. Alright, let's start by discussing what classes and objects are. A class is a blueprint for creating objects, and objects are instances of a class. Let's write some code to create a simple class. Let's say class car, and let's say just pass for now. And let's create an object of the car class. My car is going to be in the car class. So let's say my car here and see it. You can see the car class right there. Here we defined a class called car using the class keyword, and then we have created an object myCar from that class. Now let's add attributes to our class. You can think of attributes as characteristics that define an object. For example, a car may have attributes like color, make, and model. Let's add some attributes to our car class. So again, we are going to say class car, and we are going to define, use this, and we will give self, color, make, and model. Now with using self keyword, we are going to say color is going to be equal to the color, self.make is going to be equal to the make, and self.model is going to be equal to the model. Here is our new class. So now we are going to create an object with these attributes. Let's say my car is going to be equal to the, we will say car class, and this time we are going to give red for the color, Toyota for make, and Camry for the model. Let's print my car now. You can see it prints the same thing. Now what we are going to do is a different thing, but let me explain this whole thing firstly. In this code, init is a special method in Python classes. It's called a constructor and gets executed when you create a new object from the class. The self keyword refers to the instance of the class. We are setting the attributes color, make, and model for the car class. Attributes are great, but what makes object useful is their behaviors, implemented as methods. Let's add a method to our car class that prints the details of the car. For this, we are going to get back to our car here, and we are going to say define display info, and we will say self here. Then we are going to use print. I'm going to use an f string. This is a, let's say here, self.color and self.make and self.model. And I'm just going to run this line here. Now I'm going to make this work all again. This time we are going to do different. We are going to use that method. We are going to say my car dot the function we just defined display info, and we are going to see that print statement now. When we run this code, it will output this is a red Toyota Camry. We have just added behavior to our class by defining a method display info. Inheritance allows a class to inherit attributes and methods from another class. Let's say we want to create a truck class that shares attributes with the car class but has some additional features. So when we are defining a new class, we are going to say class truck, and truck we are going to say car in here. We are going to define init here. We will say self, color, make. These are going to be same. And now we are going to add, let's say, payload capacity. And we are going to say super dot init. And we are going to select color, make, and model here. I'm going to explain this whole thing when I finish, because I think in this way it's going to be clear. And we are going to say self payload capacity is going to be equal to the payload capacity, since this is new. If this feature was in car class, we are not going to do like this, and we are just going to add it to the super. So let's define again display info self, and here it is. You are going to change this one we are going to say super dot display info, and then we are going to say print it has a payload capacity of, we are going to say self dot payload capacity and add kilograms here. Here it is. So let's talk about it. Let's just create my truck here and then talk about it, because I think it's going to be better to see this in practice. We will say blue Ford, let's say F150 and 2000 kilograms, and let's say my truck dot display info. So let's talk about it. In this code, truck is a subclass of car. We are using super in it to call the constructor of the car class, and we have added an additional attribute, payload capacity, specific to truck. The last concept we will talk about is polymorphism. Polymorphism allows objects to be treated as instances of their pet class. Let's look at an example. Let's say define vehicle info, and we will pass vehicle inside. Then we are going to say vehicle dot display info. Here it is. And let's create the car and truck objects once again. For remembering them, car, red, Toyota, Camry, and truck, let's define as the same, truck, Ulu, Ford, F150 and 2000 kilograms. Here it is. Now we are going to use polymorphism. We can both use vehicle info with my car and vehicle info with my truck here. This is the polymorphism. Here both car and truck objects can be passed to the vehicle info function, demonstrating polymorphism. Alright, so we have covered the 4 fundamental concepts of object-oriented programming in Python: classes, objects, inheritance, and polymorphism. I hope this tutorial has given you a good foundation to understand object-oriented programming in Python. Thanks for watching my video. I create data science and programming content. You can subscribe to my channel for more of this. Have a great day.